Hey there, mystical souls, and welcome. I am so glad that you are here. Thank you so much for joining me tonight for these live astrology readings. If you are new here, my name is Patricia Tate. I am your astrologer, and I help guide you on by blending evolutionary, traditional, and Western astrology. The goal is to help you align more deeply with your soul's path. I'm also grateful if you like, subscribe, share, and because all of your support means everything to me. I'm really excited about tonight's live session because it's always such a joy to gather and share this with this amazing community. We are now at the precipice of bookending with 2 new moons and a full moon. The 2 new moons are in the sign of Virgo, and then we've got the second one being an eclipse. So I'm excited about sharing that with you. I do have a quick note. If you would like to have more of a private reading, you can always go to my website and you can book a one-on-one private consultation for deeper insight. Just click in the comments section below. And I also share regular videos for all the major transits, so you can always stay enlightened with what is unfolding in the sky. If you're ready to go deeper, check out my Patreon, where I offer 1 week free trial membership, 2 lives once a month, and it's a place where we connect, we share, we learn. All right, so if you are ready for a personal reading tonight, use the QR code or use the link down below. It is a $40 PayPal donation, and I will need your exact date, time, and location of birth. So let's dive in to see what the planets have in store for you tonight. Oh, so sorry. I'm already having technical difficulties. Hold on. Let me pull it over. There we go. Oh, and let me see who's in the chat. Hey, Tamzart. How are you? I love the kangaroos. I love everything, the koalas and everything. 8:30 a.m. here, cold and sunny. Holy mackerel. Okay, so I'm in the United States, and we have a warm front coming through, and it was in the high 80s today. So, yep, super excited that you are here. And hey, Wendy's Wisdom, how are you? All right, so Kat sending out love to Australia from the United States. All right, so I would love to know who all's in the chat tonight. Give me your sun, your moon, your rising, and let's dive in a little bit. So while I wait for some of you to enter into your comments there, hey, Sherry Jackson from North Carolina. Stay safe because those storms are coming in. I've been following it on the news, so hopefully you are safe. All right. So let's just talk a little bit about these eclipses that are going on. We're going to have a new moon that's going to happen this Saturday, the 23rd. And so with this new moon, it's going to come at the 0 degrees of Virgo. So it will be right here. And then what's going to happen is then 2 weeks later, we're going to have a full moon eclipse in Pisces. And then we're going to have another new moon in the sign of Virgo. So 2 new moons in the sign of Virgo. They're kind of bookending. The first one is at 0 degrees. The second one is at 29 degrees. So remember that new moons are always where we initiate. We start fresh, clean slate, new beginnings. But what's crazy about the eclipse is that's at 29 degrees. 29 degrees is an anaretic degree. So we know that you are starting something in the sign of Virgo and quickly escalating. This is where the eclipses, they pull us in to have these major new beginnings and huge endings. So this one happening at 29 degrees, if you're old enough, think back to, because it's a south node eclipse, so think back to either September 22nd, 2006, September 22nd, 1987, or 1968, because when we have the anaretic degree, it carries a theme from one season to another. And if you're old enough, you're able to go back and look at those themes and say, oh yeah, here we go again, buckle up. And so, yeah, it's kind of a bookend to it. Let's see who all's in the chat. Hold on here. Hopefully all of this. Oh, fudge. Sorry, guys. Hold on. There we go. I'm trying to move the chat so I can see who all is here. All right. Hey, Kat. Aries rising, Pisces sun, and Aquarius moon. Oh goodness. So your Pisces sun is going to be feeling this next eclipse because it will be a lunar eclipse. It's going to be a big one. Destiny palmistry. Girlfriend, everybody should find you. Everybody should find you. I absolutely love Destiny palmistry. Love. Follow her on Facebook, follow her on YouTube. Love. I don't know if you know this, Destiny palmistry, but you did a free palm reading once for me, and I think it's on your YouTube channel because, yeah, you asked for if anybody wanted to submit something. So I love all of your work. I love it. I tried to do it. My aunt was a palmist, and I have your book. I absolutely love it. So sending you out big blessings, and so everybody should definitely check out your information. All right, hello from Oslo, Norway. How are you? Hopefully everybody's staying safe. Cancer sun, Cancer rising, lot of water, friend, and Saggy moon. All right, and then me, Pisces sun, Cappy moon, Scorpio ascendant, northern Shenandoah Valley of Virginia. I love that. All right. Nikki McLever, hello from Florida. I will be in Florida in about 4 weeks, right in between the middle of the eclipses. I'm going to take about 10, 14 days and head on back down there. All right. All right, everybody. Libra rising, Gemini sun. I love that everybody's in the house tonight. All right, so let's talk a little bit about these themes. The first thing that we're going to have is the new moon that's going to happen this Saturday. New moon, again, at 0. It's an anaretic. Has not happened. This new moon, the very next day, comes with a huge hiccup, shock, surprise, whatever you want to call it. This new moon is going to be squaring Uranus. Now, Uranus is the cosmic disruptor. It's the maverick. It's shock. It's surprise. It's in the sign of Gemini. So think about duality. Like, I didn't see it coming. 2 different areas of my life. Shock, surprise. The goal is always supposed to be positive, of freedom and liberation, but it's not always like as easily received. And so this new moon is not going to be as comfortable as new moons in the past. And then 2 weeks later, the full moon in Pisces, that will be an eclipse, and then the last new moon in Libra, which will be the next eclipse. All right, so let's dive into the charts and see who I have. Let me move this over and pull up my first chart. Hey there, Sherry Jackson, first house Virgo, so you know it's happening with you. All right. So my very favorite first person is going to be, hold on. There we go. So sorry. Here we go. So I'm going to start off putting it into a bi-wheel because we have worked with Brandon before, and the goal is to just, he's looking for a heads up as to what's going on. Since you didn't ask a question, it gives me leeway to say, all right, I'm just going to go round robin with your chart. So leading up to this, everything is happening right now in the sign of Leo. I would encourage you to go back and say, this is also the place where Mercury was retrograde in just a few weeks ago, gestation direct. So in July, all within your partnership. So the 7th house, if you are Aquarius, the 7th house is you with all types of partnership, best friends, significant others, contracts, negotiations. So this was you really going back, revising, rethinking, reviewing all of these topics with yourself. Leading up to the story, because you did give me a heads up about something going on with family, that there has been a death in the family. The new moon is going to be here at 0. In your 8th house, I would expect with the death of this person, the 8th house does represent alimony, child support, debt, wills. So I know that you said that this was partners, family member, but the 8th house is the house of shared resources. So even though it's a grandparent, I would still expect to be some money coming to you, some kind of resources, not necessarily money. Along with this, then you are going to have the next eclipse, And my friend, it will sit right on top of your moon. I'm sure you're already feeling it. Having a moon in Pisces makes you very intuitive, very psychic, very on top of feeling other people's feels. This full moon eclipse will have major endings of a cycle that's been going on for the last year. So think back to topics that have to do with your own money, your own resources. This could be paying off debt. This could be selling off something. This could have something to do with your talents or your skill set. I would even go so far as to say something that has to do with your income and your possessions, something for your job. I know that this could be you putting in applications, and you might have a swift shift or change within that. Knowing that, remember that this new moon is going to be square to your fifth house. The fifth house is the house of creativity and children and love and art and beauty and music. Whenever Uranus is in the fifth house, I always say be cautious. Use caution, because the fifth house is the house of children, and this could be surprise. Even though we might have been very cautious, it's the child finds a way to get to us. So use caution for you and your partner with this. Having this square, knowing that Uranus is your chart ruler, it's in a harmonious aspect with topics that have to do with you. So we know that this new moon and the full moon, and then the following full moon eclipse, are going to, you're really going to feel it between you and your partner. This is like feeling like you are the anchor. You are the person who is having to hold everything together. And this situation, the death in the family, may be the last time that you make it back to that area for a very long time, because the second one, it's going to be at 29 degrees. 29 being the anaretic saying, but it's still a new moon. So it's like beginning something new with major endings. And so if there is money coming, it's what do we do with this money? If something does come to you, what are you going to do with it? Does it come with strings attached? I mean, like that could be the Uranus that's there, having something to do with topics that have to do with taking a risk, or something that you have taken a risk on. Your fifth house is all types of pursuits that you want to take, and your resources that you have combined with your partner, or your investments. Let's talk about investments for a second. With a partner, this could have definite stipulations that goes along with it. I do want to talk briefly about, hold on here. Oh, hold on. Oh, for crying in a bucket. Okay, I need to stop this chart for just one hot second. No, I can. Okay, I'm going to go back because I want to show you another date. I want to bring up like a trine that we are looking at. Hold on. Let me edit this. Because there's more things that are going on that I can give you a little bit more information about. Hold on. Yeah. There we go. All right. So this is what we are leading up to. Here we go. This is called a mini grand, because we have these two in a trine, and these two are in sextile. Hold on. I want to make sure that you can actually see what I'm drawing here. No, you cannot. There we go. Now you do. Okay, so as this mini grand is here, we have Uranus, and Uranus is going to be here for the next 8 years. Uranus is in an area of your life that's just saying, let's go forward, let's change, shock, surprise. But Pluto is in your first house of you, your identity, literally transforming all these topics that have to do with you for the next 20 years. This is the focal point, the top of the mini grand. So we have Saturn and Neptune both doing this dance. They're both in retrograde. Earlier this spring, Neptune first came into your third house. It had everything to do with coursework and neighbors, and it had to do with you using your voice and things that you wanted to do. And then Saturn came along 6 weeks later and said, let's put some boundaries, or let's have some goals, short, middle, and long term. It is working. This energy is working with Uranus, and it's working with Pluto. What's happening now is Pluto is stationing retrograde, and Saturn and Neptune are both retrograde. They are going to dip back into the house that comes before them. So this will go back into your second house. Knowing it's going to go back there, whenever a planet goes back into the previous house, it says, I have a little bit of work that needs to be done. I'm not 100% done. So we know that this has to do with your skill set, your money, your resources. What are you doing with it? Are you stable? Are you aligned? Are you content with everything that you're doing? Or do you need, like, what about your savings? Like, the second house means you have to go over everything with a fine-tooth comb in order to be aligned to move forward. Having your North Node here, it is really saying that this needs to be a focus for anything that you want to start, anything that you want to do. Pluto is also retrograde, so the trine flows backwards, and it's, instead of getting more information on the outside, it's doing all of the internal work. This will all move direct in February of next year. So know that you are doing a lot of internal work with everything that has to do with your money. This is having to do with all of your shared assets, all of your investments. And the investments revolve around topics of people, places, and things. The eighth house, you have a lot going on here with the eclipses that are going to activate this. Your node, this node, is literally sitting on top of your sun. It's saying, I have to let go of some of my behaviors. Okay, the eighth house, the negative that you would let go is power and control and fear. And it's leaning into release and let go. Because Pisces, with the full moon, Pisces is about surrender, and everything doesn't have to be perfect. So whatever you are trying to start, whatever you're trying to do, and I know that in your notes it said that, having to head back to a family member's state because of a funeral, this throws everything into chaos. But it's actually meant to be. This will be an opportunity for you to practice. It's to practice and release with power and control, and know that you are in control of your destiny. And so stay in alignment with your partner, my friend. Stay in alignment. All right, let's see. I don't know if you're in the chat yet. You did say you were going to come later. So let me check in the chat and see what is going on. Hello, Orville, Ohio. I love Orville. Hello, Michigan. All right. Hello, Steph. And right, Destiny Paul. Everybody should subscribe to Destiny Palmistry. I just love her work. I'm just telling you, she's a great person. Hello from Pennsylvania. All right, Sherry Jackson. Glad that you have your information. You're struggling. I totally understand. All right, so let me see who is next in the queue. All right. And I appreciate everybody waiting. All right. Oh, for crying out loud. Here we go. There we go. All right. All right. So let's talk about this. So, Brianna, Capricorn is your chart ruler, and so we know that all of this, where do I even begin? Okay, there was no question, so I'm going to zip around and first talk about these eclipses and the new moon. You'll have a new moon here in your 9th house, and you will have a full moon eclipse, and it'll be here, and then the second full moon will be at 29 degrees here. So it will go ding, 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 like back and forth. the unique thing about these full moons are having the new moon in the same sign. So the first one will be at 0, and then the second one will be at 29, which means that it bookends all of this energy. You're not old enough to go way far back, but if you could definitely look back at what was going on in your life in 2006, this will, of September of 22nd, this will be of a similar theme for you. And so we know that you're starting something that has to do with traveling, that has to do with cross-cultural experiences, you being out there, expanding your mind, your body, your spirit, doing it with others, diving into it. This could be teaching, this could be legal matters, this could be publishing. And so this is wanting to start to do all those things, but how do you go about doing it? It's at 0. Now, it will square with your Pluto. That's in your 12th house. How do I let go of fears? How do I... the 12th house is the hidden house. It's the house of secrets, the house of isolation. So this might feel like you are finally liberating yourself, healing and renewing from karmic debts. I know that I have worked with your chart before, so I look at this as you looking back at your past and saying, this is a chapter that's gone and I'm moving towards new, and I can never go back to that. And this is about your private inner world and having to forgive yourself for the past and saying, I am worthy. I'm going to move into this future. The future is going to be filled with so many opportunities for you. And it first starts with self-forgiveness. And so having a new moon there, and then the full moon will be in your 3rd house. What do I need to release? What do I need to let go? This could have something to do with education or like the 3rd house is how we take in information, how we disseminate it, how we share it back with other people. And since it's a full moon, it's a culmination. Now, the eclipse energy, whatever's going on, this is not right like on that day. It's literally the 4 to 6 weeks that lead up to it. It's the energy of what is happening now in your life. Then the second new moon will be at 29 degrees. This will be intense because it will oppose the Saturn and the Neptune. So let's just talk about it for a second. 29 means it's karmic endings. Total, like never go back, never do that again. Like I've reached a pinnacle. This is done. But it's a new moon. And now I'm ready to initiate new. I look at it as whatever we are going through right now, we are finishing the last chapter in a book, writing the conclusion, putting the book on the shelf, and pulling a new book off for a new chapter of a new book of your life. And so this is what's starting for you, but what we have to get out of our own way, because the Pluto is you transforming, and how this feels like a total reset, a total transformation. Know that this new moon that happens this Saturday will be in a square with your 6th house. So your 6th house is your daily habits, your mental, physical, spiritual health, well-being. This is intense because it does oppose your Pluto. This is you looking at yourself in the mirror and saying, how do I nurture, support, and care for myself mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally? It's overcoming some past behaviors and restrictions and limitations that were put on you, because the 12th house is where we have the broken record. It's where we were either taught from our families or from friends or from just people in life, like the coach or the teacher that says, this is what you're going to amount to, or this is the path. The 12th house is the broken record. And it's the house of self-undoing and self-sabotage. It's our personal unconscious. And this is you taking the record off and then breaking it and saying, the karmic cycle stops here. I can end this. I am going to transform me, because Pluto is death and rebirth. It's the healing that comes from the loss of. It's releasing and letting go of. Uranus, you might have a lot of shocking, surprising revelations of how that behavior affected your health. And so know that Uranus is always about freedom and liberation and a letting go of sorts. And so this is an intense one. This is it's a T-square for you. It's these two areas of your life opposing each other. And so a T-square comes at a right angle, and it says one side wants one thing, another side of your life wants something else, and the new moon screams and says, we have to come to a compromise, and let's do something new. And so we know that you are focused on a brand new cycle. I'm absolutely loving this for you, because this will be questioning and challenging your fears, the area of your life that the 12th house is the hidden and its secrets. And so there could be things come up as you sit and do yoga or meditation or pause to journal, that you are able to realize where specific patterns have come from in your life. So I'm hoping all of this is making sense to you. Yeah, and Tamzart, yeah, many people are struggling. Everything right now, when we approach eclipses, it's the lessons become fast forward. They put us into like I look at it as you're in this boat and it's a raft and the tide is taking you out. It's like a rip tide that's taking you out, and there's this island and all of your stuff is on it, and it literally pulls you out and it carries you to the next island and says, start fresh here. That's what eclipses do. They pull you away from, they shut doors, and then they open brand new doors. The eclipse cycle, they shut things down intentionally for us to never be able to go back to it. And they occur in two opposite signs, and they spend 18 months in that area of our life in order to have change happen that will be lasting. And it's 18 months and activated by every new moon, full moon that is with an eclipse. So yeah, and so Brianna here is definitely going to be feeling it, because the new moon here, the full moon here that will happen, it will be pretty close to her Saturn. This will feel like restrictions and limitations. This is about control. So the control can be about food. It can be control about wanting to have control of your own life, about time. This could be control that has to do with work, but it's about fear of and wanting control. And Pisces demands that you let go, let flow, and release. And Virgo is about having a schedule and a routine, and it's needing to be perfect or not wanting to waste and always be organized and structured. And so this new moon will be pushing everybody to say, it's okay to not have everything figured out. It's okay to not be perfect. And I'm going to take the first step and do that now. And then it's ending some chapters and we're moving through. And Uranus is the maverick that says, let's try something that we've never tried before, in the sign of Gemini. Think of Uranus in Gemini as like a lightning bolt that comes down and becomes shock and surprise. So yeah, this is an intense time. And I'm sure everybody's feeling it. All right, so let me see who is next in the queue. And all right, let's see. Oops, so sorry. All right, Grant. Thank you for waiting. Hold on here. There we go. And bring that over. All right, Grant. Oh, goodness. Okay, yeah. This is coming back to me because we've talked before. Okay, so first things first, let's talk about the mini grand that's going to be happening, because this is very intense and it has to do with your first house, shock, surprise. I absolutely love this because this is Grant finding his own. It's a change of your identity. You coming out of your shell like a butterfly out of its cocoon. Uranus here will eventually, through these next 8 years, cross over your Mars, your Venus, your Mercury. I love this because it will be radical shift within these changes that have to do with you. The trine to it is Pluto. Pluto is sitting on top of your natal, sorry, here, let me get a circle. Your natal Uranus. And Pluto is saying, remember, Pluto is death and transformation. I think of Pluto as the fall and when the leaves are coming down off of the trees. So it represents when the leaves come down and people will say, oh, everything's dying. Not really. Scorpio season is the time when the leaves become the fertile energy that gets soaked into the ground, that when the timing is right for the seed comes up because the ground is fertile. So we know that Pluto is sitting on top of your Uranus. So you're having a Uranus trine Uranus, and adding to this mini grand that this is your time that you've been waiting for. Now, because Pluto is stationed retrograde and Saturn and Neptune are also stationed retrograde, this transformation started this last spring, so like February, March, and then what happened is all of the planets are starting to shift retrograde, which means going back inward. Saturn is the first that's going to dip back into your 10th house of your career. You rethinking, where do I want to work? What do I want to leave for a legacy? Am I making enough money? The 10th house has everything to do with your career path, your authority, you being seen. It's the highest point in our chart. The next planet to follow it will be Neptune. Neptune will go in there and say, what are my dreams? What are my hopes? What are my beliefs? What am I willing to let go and release? Because Saturn has the rings around it, likes boundaries, likes limitations. It likes goals, short, middle, and long-term goals. You also have Pluto stationing retrograde. The trine stays intact as it stations retrograde, saying, let's go back inward to these areas of our life. Now, Pluto is going to go back into your 8th house. This is the house of where you are connected with other people. So this is about fear, control. This could be relationships with family members, or it has to do with people, places, and things that you are invested into. And then it will station direct in February of next year. So knowing that you are going back, internalizing some things and saying, who is Grant? Who do I want to be? What does this next chapter of my life look like? I am the author of my book. In February, around the 14th, both of these planets will be in the sign of Aries. And then on the 20th, they will be at 0 degrees, which is the anaretic degree of, like, it's a powerhouse, like a lightning bolt shock. This is where I want to be. It is connecting with people, places, and things to get you where you want to be. The 11th house is your dreams, your goals, your connections with other people. So we know that you are waffling back and forth about some things that you want to do. There will also be eclipse at that same time. And you're having your first Saturn return. So this comes at a point in your life when you say, all right, I've lived the first third of my life. What do I want the next third? I need to make some responsible decisions moving forward. So I'm hoping all of this is making sense to you. Let's see. Let me skim around here. I do like that, I'm going to circle one more thing, that you are also having Pluto sextile to Pluto. Your Pluto is at 0 degrees, so never done this before in this lifetime. And so with something that has to do with a partner, like partner brings you shock, surprise, freedom, liberation. And Pluto in Sagittarius here in your 7th house also brings about the ability to connect with other people for contracts, for negotiations, best friends, significant others. It's the house of the other and transforming other people and your relationships, of how you connect with them, how you meet with them. I love all of this for you, because when this is at 0 degrees, this will also be at 0 degrees. And so they're both in fire signs. I color code my charts, so it makes it a little bit easier to understand. You got a lot of great things going for your Grant. So any uncomfortable that you're feeling right now is the uncomfortable of growth and leaving behind like the childhood fantasies and saying, I'm going to create the best life for myself. I love this. All right, thanks, Grant. So let me see who is next in the queue. I am looking for the, okay, giving hearts. Sorry, give me a hot second. It just takes me, like, I like to be low and slow on this because I don't want to make any mistakes on the birth date. Here we go. All right. I love when people have their exact birth information, because then everything becomes it's spot on. What am I ending and what am I beginning? Oh, my friend, Grand Rapids. All right, giving heart. Let's talk about this. So first off, I just want to pull up your chart for just a hot second and look at that first. All right. Oh, look at all this. Okay, so you are having a nodal return. So I'm sure this feels very karmic for you. Okay. Yeah, I see it. Okay, let me pull up a bi-wheel for you. And so first off, I want to say thank you, Giving Hearts, for allowing me to read your chart. Whenever you give your birth information to somebody, you are just saying, like, this was my plan in life, like, help me to understand it. Okay, so this is what I meant by a nodal return. So there's a few things that I want to talk about in your chart. You are a Cancer rising. Sun in Cancer is also here. As a Cancer rising, you feel everything. It's very watery, it's intuitive, it's psychic, it's wanting to take care of family and home and traditions, and this is who you are. And you are ruled by the moon. And the moon goes through every single sign in a month. So think about yourself as the crab, and then you have these decisions to make, and the tide comes in and you look at it from left and from right. And so that's how your life generally is. Then we throw in the eclipses and everything feels like static and prickly and like not being able to sleep well, and knowing it, feeling it, sensing it, feeling the shift before the shift happens. And you are having a nodal return. Nodal return happens once every 18 years. So literally go back 18 years ago and say, where was I? What was going on? What were some similar themes? Having the North Node, well, let's just talk about your nodal story for just a hot second. Having a South Node, if you believe in past lives, I'm just going to go there. Your South Node in the sign of Virgo means things didn't go so well for you in a past life, that you were of service to somebody else. This could have been slavery. This could have been not being like an indentured servant. It's in the third house of communication with neighbors, siblings, and all those things. But we just know that things were not well and did not go well. And your Mercury, the ruler of it, is in your 12th house. So I would say isolation, hidden hospitalization, you being kept out of the public eye, definitely probably had something to do with slavery, or it was secretive. Now, because it's in a close conjunction with Pluto, Pluto is a trauma signature. The death was very, very traumatic. Now, Jupiter was here, and if this is like probably lost your life away from your home, like taken away from home. Now, what happens is we often will recycle these themes. We redo these themes again in this lifetime in order to know better, do better. So the first like third of our life, that's what we focus on doing. So the North Node is the solution. Oh, I'm supposed to be traveling. I'm supposed to be diving into religion and faith and belief and these experiencing of things that are otherworldly. The ninth house is foreign travel, and it's philosophies, and it's also the house of it's ceremonies and morals and rituals. It's you getting out and seeing what is the rest of the world doing. It's releasing that and letting go. Now, the ruler of this is Jupiter, and hold on, where is it? Your Jupiter, which opposes. So it's, oh, I'm afraid to go there. I'm uncomfortable going there. Why do I feel drawn to this? And also it is Neptune. Where is, how do I not see that? Oh, here it is. Oh, Neptune in Pisces in your 5th house of children. Okay, what is holding you back? What should you be moving towards? Some topics that have to do with your own inner child, releasing your own inner child, healing your own inner child, something that has to do with lovers, being free, like ready to experience things. The 5th house has to do with where we're willing to take a risk. And so how we pull upon this is we go back, and it's not one or the other. It's not move towards the north and release the south. It's how do I integrate? Because now you're older, you're more mature. And so what gifts and talents do you have? Your South Node is in Virgo, very organized, very structured, very detailed, very analytical, can do all these things. But wanting perfection, that's hard. The South Node, the North Node says, I have to be able to release this. And so knowing this, let's talk about the eclipses that are going to happen. You're first going to have a new moon eclipse here at 0. It will square Uranus in your 12th house. So I, giving hearts, am ready to start something new. I'm ready to plant some seeds, fresh start, clean slate, new beginnings. I've never done this before. I'm going to take a leap of faith. Remember, a nodal return comes once every 18 years. It's where the universe realigns us, where we are off track. And it says right here, focus right here. And so you're focused on, where do you want to travel? What do you want to do? Do you want to take some classes? Do you want to take some workshops? Do you want to teach something? The 3rd house is technology. It has everything to do with education. It's where we connect with people. Now, it's starting something new, but then we have to get rid of these fears. Uranus in the 12th house. The 12th house is dreams, intuition, psychic ability. What downloads? Because with Uranus here for the next 8 years, this is like your dreams are like, I would say, keeping you awake, or it's, let's think, astral travel, astral projection, the Akashic records, diving into anything that has to do with the other realm, not this realm, but the spiritual realm. Now, how do I incorporate that? How do I learn to follow my gut? How do I learn to follow my intuition? And how do I release my fears and let go? The 12th house is also the house where we break the chains of the karmic debt that we came in with. So knowing that this is going to be a T-square of starting something new and having to let go of that is so we don't pass it down to the next generation. Or you can also look at it as going back and healing the generations that come before you. The next eclipse, the lunar eclipse, will be here. You will feel it. It will be a readjustment. There will be a class that ends, or something that has to do with a legal matter, or maybe you're traveling. It has to do with you expanding your mind with foreign people, places, and things. It's visas, it's passports, it's your ambitions, your reputation, your like things that you want to do. You're searching for the meaning of life and getting out there and expanding that. And then on the 21st, you're going to have a new moon eclipse at 29 degrees. It will be close enough to your Jupiter that you will feel it. It will be you saying, and I'm just going to throw in here your Uranus, because this will be at 29 and this is at 0. So this could be, and I want to move. Shock, surprise, I'm giving up this house, or somebody comes to live with you. The fourth house is everything that has to do with your living situation in your personal life, and it has to do with traditions also. It's the people, places, and things that live in your life. And so we know that this could be something that has to do with people coming, people going, or where you are living and where you are traveling. I'm going to check in the queue to make sure that all of this is making sense. Okay. Hey, Shiny Gems. So glad that you are here. All right. Giving hearts, I do not. Maybe you want to stay private, which I totally understand. Other people do also. So I will respect that and then hope that all of this is making sense to you. I do want to, let's just talk about the trine. Here we go. Now, this is a mini grand that we've been talking about. And so I'm looking at this and saying, oh, you are giving heart. Okay, Wendy's wisdom. Okay, this is making sense. Great. Okay, I just wanted to make sure. Okay, I just want to add one more layer to this so it makes complete sense to you. This Neptune Saturn at the top of your chart could have you leave a job, retire from a job, give up some type of responsibility. Remember, it's not just your career, but it's also the legacy, it's responsibilities that we hold. So it could be responsibility of children, responsibility of a parent. It's literally things that you are responsible for. It's your professional life. It's your reputation, success, achievement. It can be business related. Uranus moving into your 12th house goes into the mystical realm of your life. Pluto in your 8th house is also diving into wanting to understand the why of how you are the way you are. It says, let's dive into how I can transform after healing, after loss, after death. The 8th house is also the house of sexuality. It's the house of trauma. It's the house of where you are connected with other people, and this could be family when you were younger, it could be business partners, it could be personal relationships with other people. It's not all bad. This is the house of how do I handle death, how do I handle power, how do I handle control, who has it over me, and who do I have this over, or how do I find a healthy balance with this in my life, knowing that that's going to be one of the triggers. And Saturn and Neptune, they are navigating something that has to do with your job, your career. Now, all of this is slowly this fall going to dip back into partnership. Pluto's going to go into your partnership sector. So the other people in your life, and it can be best friends, significant others, open enemies, exes, clients, consultations, contracts, negotiations. And so it's like, no, let's rip this up, or no, let's have healthy boundaries. When Saturn and Neptune go back into your 9th house, it will be it's a shift in your thought process of where do you want to live, what do you want to do you want to travel more? It's you connected to teaching or publishing or legal things. And then when it stations direct in February of next year, there will be this huge big bang. And it's not going to be one day. It'll be the majority part of February because these are slow moving planets. What I want to draw your attention to is you have Uranus at 0. This is, I'm done, move. Or somebody moves out. This is literally something that could happen overnight. Or you're going to be here one moment and now I'm going to move again. Or I thought this is what I wanted, but this is only temporary. This is freedom, liberation. This could be somebody within your home saying, I'm old enough, I'm going to move out, or something to that effect. So, all right, I'm hoping all of this makes sense to you. I'm going to check in the queue, see how everybody's doing. Hey, Alex, you left a comment on the Venus conjunct Jupiter and you're having a hard time. How do I jump in the queue? Well, there is a thing. Oh, okay. They already told you. Sorry. All right, Alex. All right. Thanks, Alex. All right. And thank you, Giving Hearts. I am sending you big fat hugs for this, Wendy. All right. Let me see who is next in the queue. Oh, Shiny Gems. Girlfriend, I missed you at the Patreon. Okay, hold on. Where are we? There we go. All right, let's talk about what is going. Okay, didn't leave me any which is good because I like it to be able to just go round robin. Oh, that's okay. I know. I thought that that's what you were dealing with as your friend, and I've been holding space for your friend, knowing that this is a very intense time. Any time that we lead up to the eclipses, okay, just a quick, I remember when, for those of you that know me, my daughter is 8 years clean and sober. Hallelujah. But I remember when she was not. And getting support, the chaos always happens, holidays or eclipses. And there's so much going on that you cannot get support for your loved one. So, yeah, it's a thing. And so, Shiny Gems, I'm holding space for you. All right, so let's talk about this. I'm going to go back and I want to talk about the new moon, full moon. There's a few things that I want to talk about. All right. Know that you're going to be bookending this, and I consider this to be huge for you. Good news is that he's doing really well. Oh, good. I needed to know that. Okay. So, all right. So we have this Saturday, the 22nd, there's going to be a new moon at 0. 0 is an anaretic degree. Never done it before. It's entering into your 12th house. This could be a download. This could be, I get it. I understand it. I'm connected. Anything that has to do with dreams, intuition, psychic ability. It could also be a release of something that has to do with being isolated, like prisons, institutions, the hidden part of. Now, this comes with a square that is literally on top of your Chiron. So we know that is your Chiron wound. I'm looking at this new moon, not just only this new moon. So new moon, full moon, eclipse, and then new moon eclipse at 29 degrees. So it's telling the long game, the long story of Shiny Gems is going to dive deep, and she's ready to put a lot of hidden things that have been within her unconscious, karmic debts, and saying, I am ready to break those cycles. I see where it's coming from, and I'm willing to get rid of things that possibly remind you of it, or to release and let go of. So let's think about it. This is 0, and you saying, yeah, this is my goal. And then identifying where has this been a pattern, not just for you, but for the family members that carry on, and then also generational and within your own life. And then how do I release and let go of this? Well, having the full moon eclipse 2 weeks later will be sitting on top of your Venus, people, places, and things that you love. And this is, I am going to let go. I am going to forgive myself, love myself, because Venus is the goddess of love and beauty, and this is loving you, knowing, I'm going to say, know your value, know your worth, because I know your journey. And so this full moon is going to be an eclipse of possibly like self-punishment. The 6th house is the house of how do I take care of myself, and I need to be moving towards my daily care. So I'm hoping that you are definitely, while you're supporting your friend, that you are also taking care of your mental, physical, spiritual, emotional well-being. This is the counselor, the mentor, the chiropractor, going to yoga, walking the dog. I'm giving you all these things that I would have done, so I'm not 100% sure what you would do, but this is making time, making your self-care a priority. Otherwise, you will fall ill. Then the next new moon will be at 29 degrees. The next one will be, what is it, on the 21st? It will be at the 29th degree, which means this is done. I'm no longer going to go back there. I totally get it. I understand. I'm leaving this behind. This will no longer haunt me, because the 12th house is the house of secrets and scandal and affliction. And it's also, how do I overcome these limitations? And it's, I'm done with this. It's literally putting a chapter behind. Think of yourself as this onion, and one layer at a time, that you are peeling back parts of yourself in order to be healed and the best part of you. I'm going to circle a few more things on here because I know that you can see it and you understand it. So this full moon at 29, this new moon that will be at 29, so know that we're bookending it. It is in a harmonious aspect, a trine to something that has to do with your home, your family, your living situation, your personal life. Whatever you're doing, I want you to think of it as, when I let go of that and I forgive myself, I free up space within me. And when I let go of it, I am open to receive more. So think about yourself as, I'm going to dump that out. I no longer need that. That's not part of my story. I'm in charge of my story. I'm going to write my story. And your sun is you. I am building what I want for stability for my home. I'm also going to add in your part of fortune, because this is getting rid of all of this, scorpionic energy, which I know that you're fully aware of. Hold on. It's getting a little convoluted. I want to go back to the first, the new moon that's going to happen this Saturday. Know that there could be chaos, shake-up, surprise. This could be a surprise visit. This could be something that has to do with travel, something that has to do with learning or teaching or legal matters. And I would say expect the unexpected, and know that when the unexpected happens, it should end up, it's about freedom and liberation of who you are. So I don't know if this is your partner. I don't know if this is you visiting with that partner. I don't know if it has something to do with, I'm not 100% sure, but I know that it's sitting on top of your wound. And so this is like a justification or a healing balm on top of. And then when you have this new moon eclipse, it will oppose something that has to do with contracts, something that has to do with partnership. Remember, whenever I see it in an opposition, I think open enemies and exes, like jealous people. And so know that that can be part of this story of, it's a let go. It's definitely a let go and release. Or knowing who they are. Like when the people show their true colors, they can't hide it anymore. And you now see it. And then it's your choice about what are you going to do? What are you going to do with it? What are you going to do with them? Because they're here. Saturn wants boundaries, and Neptune will probably say, let them go. Are you really friends with them? Do you really want them in your life? Do you really need them in your life? Are you the one who's always connecting with them in order to stay in touch? Or is this reciprocal? Is this relationship reciprocal? And this could, remember, the 7th house is everybody else. It's social contracts and promises and public enemies, and how you handle conflict and legal matters. And so you saying, it doesn't mean that much to me, and I'm just going to let it go. Let go, let flow. Hold on. I'm going to check in the queue to make sure that this is making sense. Definitely staying in touch with my therapist. Good. Making time to decompress while trying to make sure that I take care of me. Good. Delegate. This, you are doing everything that you're supposed to be doing. I absolutely love all of this. Knowing that things are going to go boom, 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 boom. They're all going to speed up here real quick. So So yeah, step into that, girlfriend, and feel that energy. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. Can we just, okay, one more. I'm so sorry. Just one more thing. Know that next November, I know that we've talked about this. I'm just giving you the heads up. This mini grand is like saying, hey, right here, big things coming next February. So I don't know what's brewing, but it'll be a February, March, and it's in your partnership sector. And it is about, what do I want to give birth to? What do I want to create? And do I move? Like, or does somebody else move? So yeah, we'll have to talk. You're going to have to like keep me in the loops on that. One of the ones from earlier this year tried to bite at me, and there you go. Good. So that might, don't worry about it. Yeah, I wouldn't worry about it. No, when people do that, they show you who they are, and it just lets you know they shouldn't do that to you, because you have so much Scorpio energy. You will never forget. You will never. You will remember in order to learn. So that is your part of your gifts and talents, your spidey senses. All right. Hey, Steph Lendon. Look, I really, really appreciate the tip. I greatly appreciate it. I'm sending out big fat hearts and hugs. All right. Let me see who is, okay, you're going to give me a story later. I cannot wait. All right. Let me see who is next in the queue. Oh, there we go. Okay. I need. Okay, hold on. Wait, it's okay. Is that AM or PM? I need to know if it's AM or PM. Okay. And I need the. Okay, great. It does matter. Like 12 hours is huge, and actually even 5 minutes is huge. Okay, 2/9/99. Okay. 2. Make sure I have everything. Kings, thank you for giving me that. Okay. And then, why am I having such a hard time with every aspect of my life when, I totally understand it. Okay. Okay, Alex, let's talk about you. And let me go back to, I'm going back through the doing so now. Where are you? I left a comment on the Venus conjunct Jupiter. I'm having a hard time. How do I jump? Okay, so you already did that. Okay. A mess, non-existent love. Okay, friends, job, anything you can say. Oh, well, thank you for being, like, I absolutely love your energy, and thank you for being here. Okay, so let's, all right. Oh, you're a Virgo rising. Yeah, with Pisces in partnership. Yeah, I totally understand this. Okay. Sun in Aquarius. Look, I love Aquarius suns. Let your freak out. Okay. Let me transition here and get a bi-wheel so I can see all of this. So first off, let me say welcome Team Virgo, because you can't make up everything that's going on with us. Can I just take you back a little bit? And because I'm also a Virgo rising, and so just knowing everything going on with me, knowing that it's happening with all my Virgo friends. So you had Mercury, our ruler, retrograde. It rules over who you are, and it rules over your career, going backwards in our 12th house, like feeling sick, being isolated, like a lot of karmic stuff, saying no, sit down, stay here, deal with it, don't go out in public, get your stuff together before you mix and mingle with the rest of the world. Mercury retrogrades 3 times a year, and when it does, it's basically saying look, you need to stop and slow down. You need to pause. You need to clean out your life. You need to organize it. And in two different areas, like who we are and our job, our career, our reputation, people seeing us. And then this one happened to be in our 12th house, the hidden house that nobody sees. So this feels like being alone and isolated and nobody's seeing you. I totally get it. That is what was leading up to this new moon. Okay, so hopefully this is making a little bit of sense, but you're going to have the sun and the moon are going to be right here at 0. A whole new you. The first house, think of it as your business card, your websites, who you're presenting to the world. This has been going on for a year for you. A year of the nodes going through areas of your life of letting go of the old you, embracing the new you, wanting to be perfect, wanting to be organized. Where are my friends? Why am I always the one who has to do everything within the friendship, the social circles, the groups, and not feeling validated, not feeling appreciated? The North Node in the sign of Pisces is about letting go of control, but it's also looking at where is reciprocity given within partnerships within your life. Having the North Node in your 7th house brings in people for you to meet. It's a year and a half of bringing in people for you to meet. You just have to be able to wade through the water and figure out which ones are quality and which ones are a drain on your time. And so, a drain of your time. So having this new moon, it's going to be at 0 degrees here. It's going to square Uranus. It's going to happen this Saturday, and it will be a brand new beginning. So expect something new. Expect to be moving towards something new. It doesn't always happen on that date. It's literally, this is what's leading up to it. So what's going on new with your job? Are you leaving a job? Is there something that's shifting with your career? Do you have new responsibilities? Are you having to let go of responsibilities? Uranus is the lightning bolt that says, I'm going to sit right here at the top of your chart for the next 8 years, and I'm going to wreak chaos. I'm going to force you to let go of things that you had control over. And the destination of where you're going, you need to learn to flow with it. You need to let go and lean into it. You need to be able to trust the universe. Look, my heart goes out to you. I'm also a Virgo rising. This is me saying, I am here with you. This is let go, let flow, and not getting sick physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, because that's what happened with Virgos. You get sick in your body and you get run down because you want organization, and you don't want to waste time, and you don't want to waste energy. And I get it. I feel you. I understand. The more you lean into it, the easier it gets. That being said, you're going to have an eclipse, a full moon eclipse that's going to sit on top of your Venus. This is letting go of some people in your life, something that has to do with, this could be, you said that there was not a partner right now, but this is a letting go or a releasing or a revealing, bringing to you a partner, because full moons, okay, they're endings, they're culminations, but they also make space for new to come in. So know that this is letting go of some type of partnership, something that has to do with contracts, negotiations. It has to do with a best friend could move. Not all let goes are bad. This could also take a friendship and shift it into a different. Maybe you and a friend decide to partner up with a job, or meeting somebody and saying, let's take this to the next level. That being said, the next eclipse is going to happen right here at the 29th degree. It will oppose something that has to do with you, with fear and control, and your shared money, assets, or your shared resources. So think about it as alimony or debt. Think about it as the 8th house is where we seek to have these deep, intimate connections, but it's also the house of healing. And so this could be where you have your time, your effort, your energy invested. And it's opposing it, saying, I have to make some decisions here. That being said, let me clear a few things and talk about this. You have Pluto sitting on top of your Saturn. Not real easy. Saturn, Aquarius energy, they are ruled by Uranus. I love this because this is like needing the mental stimulation, needing the physical stimulation. Like the 6th house is the house of your daily habits, needing a different change of pace all the time. Saturn wants some kind of routine. Pluto says we have to shake up our routine. We have been doing the same thing for a very long time and it's become mundane. That being said, this is where the mini grand trine comes in. This energy is saying, my job, some things are going to be shifted, changed with my responsibilities, my reputation, but I have to deal with the inner work. And I have to deal with my health, my mental health, my physical health. I have to make sure that I'm making myself a priority, because if I don't take care of me, then I become ill. So, okay, hold on. Let me look. Okay, hold on. Let me look in the comments. Okay. Where is Alex? Okay. Unfortunately, yeah, you don't look at it as unfortunately you're a Virgo rising. We're Team Virgo. You know, the gifts that come with it is organized, detailed. Like I color code everything. Like, look, you know, we are the ones that keep everything aligned. And what we are here to learn is to let go, let flow, and not have to be drunk or high to do it. So, yeah. Okay, well, let me look at what else you're saying here. Exactly, that's on point. Okay, I'm glad that you are. Yes, and Ratchet Jaw, yeah. Hope is the anchor of the soul. Yeah, right? I'm trying to start a YouTube show about helping people release from. Oh my gosh, that makes so much sense with this. Okay, this area of your life says, this is going retrograde. You will have your act together closer to February of next year. This is taking, okay, Pluto's a trauma signature, and Uranus is like, let's do duality. Who are you mixing and mingling with? Who are you sharing these ideas with? Like, get everything up and running, and then like definitely reach back out, because I have these same things to work with. It's about who are you connecting with in order to do what you want to do. The 8th house is where we take those taboo topics and we just bring it out. We just like drop it on the table and say, let's have this conversation about this. Let's not be afraid to discuss this. Mental health is a serious thing. I started creating videos on it because it is like people are just afraid of it. Like, let's just make it normal. Let's just normalize it. Normalize saying, I love you. Normalize feeling the feels that we have. So yeah, you are doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing. And I love all of this for you. And so thank you. Thank you for being here. And thank you for sharing. And you got this. All right, I'm going to check one more time. And Michelle, Team Virgo, love it. Okay, so let me see who is next. All right, let me pull up the next person, and thank you all for waiting in the queue. And all right. Oh, you are in my neck of the woods. Well, okay, we're in Ohio. All right, let's see if I did everything correct. All right, wondering about, and is Jupiter in the 3rd or 4th house? All right, so just a heads up, I do these readings for whole sign, but when I do private consultations, I do whole and Placidus. I am a traditional Western and evolutionary astrologer, which means I look at your chart and I say what is going on now, and if you're comfortable about it, I also talk about past lives. So let's talk about where things are going. All right, so Lois, let's do this. You were born close to a new moon. Hold on here. Wait, you wanted to know if Jupiter was in your third or fourth. Oh, Jupiter is not. Oh, you mean your natal Jupiter. Okay. You asked a question about is Jupiter in the third or fourth house? Your natal Jupiter is in your fourth house. Your transiting Jupiter is right here. All right. Oh, you're Team Virgo also. Well, let's just talk about this, friend. All right. I'm going to go back and talk about your natal story because that is what will tell you about abilities, talents. So I'm going to start first with negative, okay? South Node in Leo. Leo is you, roar, lion. And being somebody who was probably like a king or queen, somebody who people looked up to, somebody who was very important, because it's Leo. So think royalty. And you lost everything. It was in your 12th house. It was probably imprisonment. The 12th house has to do with dreams, intuition, psychic ability. I believe that you had these things in a past life and you were isolated. You were imprisoned. You were caught off guard. You were not allowed to share it. It was terrible. It was like we always go bad for it. Now, what happened? Well, the sun is in Capricorn. Capricorn, think about the mountain. You chose the wrong goals. The 5th house is the house of children and lovers and creative things, art, beauty, music. And so you made some poor choices when it came to picking the right people. Like it could have been a lover. It could have been something that had to do with children. I'm leaning towards like caught off guard, lover, you lost everything. They told some secrets. Know better, do better in this lifetime. Then we look at what is the south node. What is the north node? The direction in which we move towards. Well, that is Aquarius. In this lifetime, you can not only think about yourself, you have to think about everybody else also. Aquarius is the hive mind. It is if I have a message, and I truly believe this, if I have a message, it's not for me. It's not for me to know. It's not for me to keep. It's not mine. When I am doing Reiki or energy work or any private consulting and I receive downloads of information, it's for me to tell them no matter how weird or how whatever I think it is, because I get the messages in visions or dreams or like, it's like when I close my eyes, I see a movie about the person. My guides give me the information so that I have the words to tell them what I see, what I know. The message isn't for me. And so in this lifetime, you are to know that the things that you know, the things that you feel, it's not just for you. How do you share your gift? So then we look at, well, what are the rulers? Well, that's Saturn. And hold on, Saturn, where is your... At the 29th degree. So we've done this before. And it's in the sign of Taurus in the 9th house. I need to broaden my mind. I need to take classes, take workshops. I need to teach them. I need to share. Taurus can become very sedentary. Whenever we see a planet at the 29th degree, that means this is your final exam lifetime. You got to get it right. You put a lot of things in play in order for you to know better, do better. The other ruler is Uranus. Well, that's in your 2nd house of Libra, trying to find the balance. Me, you, like me and the we, because that's Aquarius. Aquarius can get lost in the we, and Leo can get lost in the me. Leo can think about itself only. Aquarius can get lost in the everybody. So you're having to find a lot of balance between what you give, what you share. We move towards our north node. In the sign of Aquarius is your day-to-day habits, how you take care of yourself, alternative healthcare and healing modalities. The 6th house is also the house of how do I give to others? And it's also the house of slavery or indentured servant if it's used wrong, like if it's taken advantage of. So in this lifetime, how do you share the gifts and talents and opportunities, your dreams, your intuition, your psychic ability? How do you share it with others without having it being taken advantage of? Or because I do believe that there's a fair exchange of energy, whether it comes through money or exchanging of something, that there needs to be a fair exchange. Having Aquarius in Libra in your second house is being unique and thinking outside the box with how do you make your money? How do you take what you can do and use it in order to, for your resources, for your income, for how you support yourself. You are, okay, I think this might be a little convoluted. This is in an air sign, and this is in an air sign. Over the next 8 years, I believe that you will be taking the things that you do privately, and you will be sharing them in a way that you can make money with, or your job you'll have two different incomes. Usually having Gemini up here is I have a job or a career and I have a side gig. I do something on the side, and sometimes the side gig takes over. Now, knowing all of this, I want to show you. I'm sorry, I did not see the comment. Let me look at the comment. Lois, where are you? When I put my info in the app, it says Aquarius moon in the 4th and Jupiter is on the cusp between 3rd and 4th. You mean the natal Jupiter? When you put your when you put your information into the app, it puts your moon in Mercury. Wait a minute. No, it does not. Moon in Mercury in the 4th, and Jupiter is on the cusp between 3rd and 4th. Your moon can... Okay, let's talk about your birth. Make sure I have this time correct. Are you okay if I say it out loud? Like, are we talking January 14th, 1972, 10:30 p.m., Youngstown, Ohio? Yeah. Right? Okay. Oh, any natal chart app. Okay, let me go back and only do one natal chart with you. Maybe the app. Okay, let's just transition here for just a second and let me pull it up in Placidus and see if this makes any sense to you, because I totally understand. Whole sign, hold on. Hold on.
She says maybe the apps are Placidus.
Okay, this is Placidus. I'm hoping that this makes sense to you. So let me tell you the difference between whole sign and Placidus. And you can use them for different things. You're still Virgo rising, but you notice that Virgo is also in your 12th house, and that you still have Libra in your 2nd house, but now we don't have planets here. And you have Scorpio here, and you have Sagittarius here, and these planets have shifted. So now we have Jupiter in your 3rd house, but it's still in the sign of Sagittarius. So we add, oh, okay, it's all making sense. Okay, because your Mercury is in Capricorn. That's not Virgo, but that's okay. So I'm glad that this makes sense. So let's just talk about your Placidus house system here. Whole sign makes everything 30, 30, 30, 30, 30, all the way around. Placidus takes the energy, and you have these in a Scorpio house. So we can layer the meaning. So when I do personal consultations, like the one-on-one or like on a Zoom, I will pull up both charts and I will look at their year ahead and say, now look, you have Jupiter, which wants to expand home, family, your foundation, but it's also, the energy is in your 3rd house of communication. It's in your 3rd house of neighbors and siblings and cousins. And how do you expand this? Is this through technology? So hopefully all of this is making sense to you. All right, well, I am glad all of this makes sense to you. All right, let me see if I have anybody else left in the queue. Are we good?
We're good.
All right, So I want to thank everybody who came out tonight. Look, I greatly appreciate everybody being here, knowing that we are like literally at the beginning of this eclipse energy. So pay attention to what is beginning for you now with this new moon that's going to be coming up on Saturday, and knowing that that Saturday, Sunday, Monday energy, there's going to become a square with tension. I look at the square with tension is it's there as an opportunity to grow, change, and evolve. If everything were easy, we just go about life. Whenever we have tension, it says this is not working. Something has to change, and it has to come from within. You either have to change what you're doing or you have to change your approach, but with change comes growth and evolution, spiritually, mentally, physically. And so, yeah, this is the beginning of. So I'm hoping everybody can buckle up and ride on into this, because this energy is about releasing control, not having to be perfect, not having everything to be right all the time. So I appreciate everybody being here tonight, and this is a beautiful gathering of energy. I really, truly enjoy all of our time together. I can't wait for the next Zoom. It will be in 2 weeks, and if you're feeling called to go deeper, I encourage you to explore my Patreon. There is a 1-week free trial membership. We have 2 live Zooms each month, and I share daily updates with major astrological transits in order to help you stay aligned with everything. So until next time, take gentle care of yourself, my friends. Stay mystical. All right. I love you.